Hello everyone, Ardent Shadow here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. Previously, the game broke even more, and we accepted Monica as our girlfriend.
Lady, hear me tonight, 'cause my feeling is just so right as we dance by the moonlight.
And now, we're going to get to the bottom of this. What just happened? I just had an awful dream. I was hoping those would stop, now that it's just the two of us. I guess that was wishful thinking. Daniel, I don't know if you have any idea, if you would have any idea, but if you know what might be causing that, could you try to do something about it? Whenever it happens, it almost feels like I've been killed or something. It's a really horrible feeling. If you could figure out what's causing that, I'll love you forever. Alright then. Well, I do know what's causing that. It's for me being a jerk and just quitting the game all of a sudden. So, here we are. We're somewhere at the edge of the universe, staring into each other's eyes, alone, in one room. Yeah, it's kind of a surreal experience. Oh wait, here we go. There's a really popular character type called tsundere. It's someone who tries to hide their feelings by being mean and fussy, or trying to act tough. I'm sure it's obvious, but Natsuki was really the embodiment of that. At first, I thought she was just like that because it's supposed to be cute or something. But once I started to learn a little more about her personal life, it made a little more sense. It seems like she's always trying to keep up with her friends. You know how some friend groups in high school just make a habit of picking on each other all the time? Not really. I've never really heard of that. I think it's really gotten to her. So, she has this really defensive attitude all the time. And I'm not even going to talk about her home situation, which, refresher, she has an abusive father. Or at least, it's very heavily implied. But looking back, I was glad I was able to provide the club as a comfort place for her. And then you killed her. Not that it matters anymore, considering she doesn't even exist. I'm just reminiscing, that's all. Yeah. So essentially now, if you're wondering what goes on in the game, essentially, we're just stuck here with Monica, unless we do something about it. But since I'm trying to see what she says for the most part, I'm kind of just letting it go on its own. Whenever Monica feels like speaking again, that way I'll be here. Anyways, so... oh, another one. I'm not really a fan of cold weather. Are you? No. I hate the cold weather. If I had to choose between too cold and too hot, I would always pick too hot. When you're cold, it can actually be painful. Well, being too hot isn't all it's cracked up to be either. Your fingers get numb. And if you wear gloves, you can't use your phone. Okay, unless you get some really good gloves that let you. It's so inconvenient. But when it's too hot, it's not that hard to stay cool with a cold drink or by staying in the shade. Although, I do have to admit one thing. Cold weather makes for better cuddle weather. Better cuddle weather. Yeah. So essentially, she's gonna keep doing this. I don't know if it goes on forever or not. At least I'm not gonna keep it going on forever. But let's see how far we go. So anyway, back to the topic of the poems. They all pretty much spelled out every single girl's problem. I won't really go into too much of that, but for example, Monica's, if you remember, she said something about having an epiphany lately. Well, that epiphany was realizing that she is a character in a game. Okay, I'll continue that. I can't help but feel a little sad sometimes, knowing that this is the closest I can get to you. There's nothing more than I want to be in the same room as you, for real. Oh boy. And to feel your warmth. Oh boy. And to hear the sound of your heartbeat. Monica's being actually kind of romantic. Kind of. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll be possible someday. Yeah, with the way technology's going. I mean, if you have, like, there's this $2,000 thing where you can actually have, quote-unquote, your waifu at home. You can text her, you can talk to her, she can turn on the lights for you and all that. I don't know if you've seen that. I don't think it's out yet. But imagine that with her in it. That would be kind of something else. Besides, I'll never get tired of being with you, even from here. Well, I probably will get tired, eventually. Anyways, her poems, they kind of spell it out to you that she knows something that the other characters clearly didn't. And likewise, like, Yuri's poems also kind of fed into the problems she has with the cutting herself. Especially, I forgot the name of it, but the one with the raccoon, especially where it says, like, she's cutting bread with a knife. Yeah. Natsuki's is also kind of, like, on the same track. Hold on. Hey, you know that book you were reading with Yuri? Portrait of whatever it's called? Portrait of Markov, I believe. It's funny, because I'm pretty sure that book... Actually, I don't think I should be talking about this. Sorry. Just forget I said anything. Yeah, well, it's kind of funny that she brings that up. If you're not aware, the character files actually hold a lot of secrets. And some people believe that these 4 girls are actually from another game. Except Monica's the only one who's self-aware. And, well, I believe Game Theory and Tetrabit Gaming both made videos on that. I'll hopefully remember to link one of those in the description. But essentially, a lot of the theories say that Monica is the protagonist of such a game, and Yuri, aka Libitina, is a human experiment. You know, in regards to Portrait of Markov. You're such a good listener, Daniel. I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. Well, hey, I'm rambling about you right now. It makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having conversation. But I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else can make me feel this way. You really are special. Thank you. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise. Well, it's kind of weird hearing that from a computer character, but okay. Anyways, so there's hints that there's going to be another game, possibly from Team Salvato, in 20 2018, which we're in now, starring Monica, Yuri, Natsuki, Sayori, with her as the protagonist and Yuri as... well, I don't know if you can call her the antagonist just yet. Okay. You know, it's funny, because even though I've always had a lot of drive, there's something kind of enticing about being the stay-at-home partner. I guess I'm, like, perpetuating gender roles or whatever by saying that. But being able to keep the house clean and shop and decorate and things like that, and having a nice dinner for you when you come home, is that a weird fantasy? I wouldn't say it's a weird fantasy. I mean, it's weird considering you don't even exist in the same world as I do. But if you did, I mean, it's not a weird fantasy. I mean, some people do still think about that. I mean, I'm not sure if I could actually see myself doing that. I wouldn't really be able to put that over striving for a fulfilling career. And that's kind of why the fantasy of that is slowly dying out, because now it's like you can have both partners working and, you know, something like that. It's kind of cute to think about, though. Yeah, but I guess putting away your career goals in favor of being a housewife doesn't sit well with people, I know. Anyway, so essentially what that theory I was talking about is saying is the Portrait of Markov might actually be a real thing coming out, and it may start these 4 girls. Hey, have you ever heard of a game called Super Smash? Wait, what? I was just spacing out and I started talking for some reason. Was I programmed to talk about that? Because even I have no idea what that is. Sometimes I feel like I'm not in control, and it's kind of scary. Well, you're kind of scary yourself, Monica. But if you have some way to contact the people who created me, maybe they'll know why I started saying that. Okay, sure, let's go on to Twitter and find out. Okay, well, I guess bottom line, in case Monica interrupts me again, Portrait of Markov, or at least something relating to that, might be coming out as a future game later this year by Team Salvato. And essentially, it's going to be pretty much about what Yuri initially said about the book. Now, okay. Daniel, do you believe in God? I was never too sure myself. Well, I'm sure I never really questioned it as a kid. But as I grew up, the more I learned about the world, the more I would question it. I started to wonder why God was helping people pass exams or get over a cold, when there are children who live their lives being sold as sex slaves, or the 800 million people who are too poor to even eat. I wonder how many of those people pray to God every day until they starve and die. Or how many millions of families pray for a loved one to recover from some incurable disease. But the punchline is this: if just one person beats the odds and survives among the thousands of others who would die, then it's suddenly a miracle from God. I'd really love to meet this God who seemingly laughs at the misery of everyone not eligible for his miracles. But the irony is, I do have a creator, apparently. And you know what? I bet he's still laughing at the miserable fates of Sayori and Yuri, even as we speak. are we to him but props in a scripted play? So from that perspective, I don't think it's too far-fetched for there to be a god if Earth was nothing but his playset. Yeah. Well, I'm not even gonna comment on that. Well, anyways, we've been here for like 16 minutes. I don't know how long this can go on for. So I guess now that I'm kind of done talking about the Portrait of Markov theory, which, again, hopefully I remember to link a video about it, it'll kind of make sense, especially with the secrets these girls' character files are hiding. Do you ever feel like you waste too much time on the internet? Well, sometimes. Social media can practically be like a prison. It's like whenever you have a few seconds of spare time, you want to check on your favorite websites. And before you know it, hours have gone by and you've gotten nothing out of it. Anyway, it's really easy to blame yourself for being lazy. But it's not really even your fault. Addiction isn't usually something you can make disappear with your own willpower. Well, some people can. You have to learn techniques to avoid it and try different things. For example, there are apps that let you block websites for intervals of time. I didn't actually know that. Or you can set a timer to have a more concrete reminder of when it's time to work versus play. Or you can separate your work and play environments, which helps your brain get into the right mode. Even if you make a new user account on your computer to use for work, that's enough to help. Putting any kind of wedge like that between you and your bad habits will help you stay away. Just remember not to blame yourself too hard if you're having trouble. If it's really impacting your life, then you should take it seriously. I just want to see you be the best person you can be. Will you do something today to make me proud of you? I'm always rooting for you, Daniel. Okay, so she's my girlfriend and a cheerleader for me. Oh, I guess one thing I can also talk about is this game itself. The idea of AI kind of becoming intelligent enough to change things on your computer, like adding files, deleting files. I think that's kind of like one of the main selling points of this game. Let me finish. It's like, I'll get back to you in a minute. So anyways, like, this AI becoming too smart, able to manipulate computer files and data. It's kind of scary, especially with how AI is progressing these days. Okay, well, sometimes I think back to middle school. I'm so embarrassed by the way I used to behave back then. Well, you're not the only one. It almost hurts to think about. But wait, how could you have middle school memories and... You know what, I'm not even going to question it at this rate. I wonder if when I'm in college, I'll feel that way about high school. Well, as someone who did go to college, I do feel that way about high school. I like the way I am now, so it's pretty hard for me to imagine that happening. But I also know that it'll probably change a lot as time goes on. We just need to enjoy the present and not think about the past. And that's really easy to do, with you here. Yeah, so... Anyway, I mean, it kind of plays on the fear of AI becoming too smart and rebelling against its creators, in the sense that Monica, I mean, she's programmed to do it this way, but like, she's essentially rebelling against the game. Oh, here we go. Did you know I'm on Twitter? My username is littlemonix3. I guess someone's kind enough to make an account for me. I picked the username though. I love sharing my thoughts and chatting with the world. The real world. So make sure you follow me, okay? Sure. Unless I forget or I can't find you. It would really mean a lot to me. With how much you mean to me and all. It would really make me feel loved. Well, so, in a sense, what I'm kind of getting at is how this game kind of plays on that fear of the robot uprising or whatever. Because Monica, or at least according to Monica, she deletes files, she places them, she does a whole lot of stuff. And there's not too many games out there that do it. At least to my knowledge, I don't know of too many. Hey, do you like horror? I remember we talked about it a little bit when you first joined the club. I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies. The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them just rely on easy tactics. Like dark lighting and scary looking monsters and jump scares and things like that. It's not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that just takes advantage of human instinct. But with novels, it's a little different. The story and writing need to be descriptive enough to put genuinely disturbing thoughts into the reader's head. It really needs to etch them deeply into the story and characters, and just mess with your mind. In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than things just being slightly off. You mean like this game? Like if you set up a bunch of expectations on what the story is going to be about, and then you start inverting things and pulling the pieces apart. So even though the story doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary, the reader feels really deeply unsettled. Like they know something horrible is wrong, hiding beneath the cracks, just waiting to surface. God, just thinking about it gives me the chills. That's the kind of horror I can really appreciate. But I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right? Well, not really. I mean, I'm only playing this one because it interested me. Don't worry. I won't make you read any horror stories anytime soon. I can't really complain if we just stick with the romance. Yeah, like how romantic it is, just being in this room and watching the sky and space and all the stars and gases just floating around, and yeah, if I had a choice between that and, I don't know, a nice dinner somewhere, this would be the better place. By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. You know how this takes place in Japan? Well, I assume you knew that, right? For the record, this game never really states what country it takes place in. Or at least decided it probably does. I don't think you're actually told at any point where this takes place. No, we're not. We're pretty much just given 3 girls who have Japanese names, and then you with an English name. Is this even really Japan? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Not to mention everything is in English. It feels like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. All my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm at home, but I have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking out your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Would you still feel like you were home? Would you want to go outside? I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyway. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. And we can still watch the sunsets night after night. How? We're somewhere in space at the edge of the universe. Where's the sun even in all this? Okay, well... Okay, I have an idea. Let's quit the game again. Okay, let me just recenter. Okay. You're back. I had another really bad dream. You're not the one doing that to me, are you? No. It seems to happen whenever you quit the game. So if you could try to avoid doing that, I would be really grateful. Don't worry. I don't think it's caused me any harm, aside from the mental scarring. It's okay, I'm just mentally messed up now. I think I'll be fine as long as my character file stays intact. Foreshadowing? Yeah. Well, I guess if you haven't guessed it by now, the only way to stop this madness is to delete Monica's character file. However, I'm gonna wait on that for a little bit. So I'm just here hanging out with her and listening to her talk whenever she feels like it. Which unfortunately can take a while. You know, it kind of sucks to be the creative type. It feels like they work so hard, but almost get nothing, or get almost nothing for it. You know, like artists, writers, actors. It's sad because there's so much beautiful talent in the world, but most of it goes unseen and unpaid. Yeah, because if you're good at something, don't do it for free. I guess that just means there's a huge surplus of creativity, huh? Kind of makes you feel like you're just not special at all. But that's fine. You're supposed to just write for yourself anyway, right? Well, yeah. Funny thing is, I'm kind of an amateur writer, and I actually haven't gotten back to some of my projects because I started playing this game. Yeah. Well, soon enough I guess I'll get back to those writing projects. But a lot of the things she's saying are actually quite relevant. She's not really... I mean, she is talking about the game itself, but then she's also talking about things in real life, like how to take care of an addiction, and just now. You know, this movie... Oh, hold on, let's see. You know, this is just some kind of tacky romance game, right? I kinda have to ask, what made you consider even playing in the first place? A guy by the name of Manly Badass Hero. That's what made me consider it. Or who, I should say. Were you that lonely? Don't rub it in. I feel a little bad for you. But I guess everything worked out perfectly in the end, for both of us. I got to meet you, and you're not lonely anymore. Well, I can't help but feel like this was fate. Oh. Don't you feel that way too? Not necessarily, because you're saying all this stuff to not just me, but to anyone who's played this game this far. So, in a sense, your words kind of lose meaning when you consider that there's other people playing and you're telling them the exact same thing. I'm so happy that we have this ending together. This music is actually kind of soothing and relaxing. At least I feel it is. Just calm. Calm, I guess. That's all I can say. So, okay. Here we go again. Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as the superior one. And that's kind of stating the obvious. But the effects the way... That's kind of stating the obvious, but the affects the way they try to get their point across. Shouldn't we say, but it affects the way they... I don't even know. I just said I wouldn't talk about the game's grammar or whatever. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucks because it did X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel kind of personally attacked? Sometimes, depending on the movie. Like the last Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi. That one has a whole lot of arguments going on about it. It's because by saying that, it's like they're implying that you have bad taste. Or they're implying that you're an idiot or something mean. And once emotions enter the picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. But it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding as possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. You could say, I'm personally not a fan of it, and I felt that I'd like it more if it did X and Y. Things like that. It even works when you're citing facts about things. If you say, I read on this website that it works like this. Or if you admit that you're not an expert on it, then it's much more like you're putting your knowledge on the table rather than forcing it onto them. If you put in an active effort to keep the discussion mutual and level, they usually follow suit. Then, you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset from a disagreement. Plus, people will start seeing you as open-minded and a good listener. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be Monica's debate tip of the day. That sounds a little silly. Thanks for listening, though. Yeah, she doesn't do her writing tips of the day anymore. There's not really much for me to talk about here. We can just stare into Monica's emerald eyes forever. But even if I wanted to do that, that would have to end. Sooner rather than later. But I do wonder how long Monica can keep going. Let's see. I've been imagining all romantic things that we could do if we went on a date. Well, it'd be kind of hard for you to date me. We could get lunch, go to a cafe, go shopping together. I love shopping for skirts and bows. maybe a bookstore. That would be appropriate, right? Yeah, because this is Doki Doki Literature Club. But I'd really love to go get... Oops. I'd really love to go to a chocolate store. They have so many free samples. And of course, we'd see a movie or something. Gosh, it all sounds like a dream come true. Well, maybe for you, but you're not on the same plane of existence as me. When you're here, everything that we do is fun. I'm so happy that I'm your girlfriend, Daniel. I'll make you a proud boyfriend. Well, unfortunately, I can try holding your hand or something, but it won't work because we're not on the same plane of existence. The only interaction we can have is the one we're having right now. You just sitting over there in this made-up world, and me where I am. Hey, what's your favorite color? I'd say green. Mine is emerald green. Well, it's the color of my eyes. Yes, I've noticed. That's not conceited or anything, is it? I wouldn't think so. I just meant that I feel some kind of special connection to it. Like it's part of my identity. Does it happen to also be your favorite color, Daniel? Well, it's a nice color, and it's a shade of my favorite color, so sure. It's just a guess, because you've been looking into my eyes for a while now. Yeah, I've been recording for almost 37 minutes. Well, seriously, I wonder if there's anyone out there who has gotten every single piece of dialogue that Monica says the whole time here. I don't know if I'm gonna make it that far, but I can't help but wonder how things would be different if the game just gave me a route in the first place. Yeah, because I mean, essentially, the game looks like it's offering 4 different routes. And even then, we never even get to complete a route. I think I would end up forcing you onto my route anyway. It has less to do with me not having a route, and more to do with me knowing that nothing is real. I think the only difference would be that I may not have needed to take such drastic measures to be with you. Yeah. Because then everything would go in your favor. Maybe the rest of the club would still be around. Not that it really matters. It all lost its meaning once I found out it wasn't real. So, I really don't miss those days or anything. I really don't. Yeah. Well, I guess now that you're self-aware, a self-aware AI, oh wait, I was about to say sorry, I'm not saying anything. I really like the sound of rain. I personally like the smell of rain. Not so much getting my clothes and hair wet though, but a nice, quiet day at home with the sound of rainfall outside my window. It's one of the most calming experiences for me. Yeah. Sometimes I imagine you holding me while we listen to the sound of the rain outside. Once again, please don't... Oh, no, that was for Yuri. Still, I don't need to know what you think about in those long, lonely nights. That's not too cheesy or anything, is it? No. I'm pretty sure there's a romance movie that's done it before. Which Would you ever do that for me, Daniel? Maybe. I don't know. Well, I've been sitting here 40 minutes. And I haven't cut out anything. Mostly because I don't know when she's gonna start talking or stop talking, or when I'll stop talking. You know, I've always hated how hard it is to make friends. Well, I guess not the making friends part, but more like meeting new people. I mean, there are like dating apps and stuff, right? Yeah. But that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about. Yeah, like something where you can just meet up with people at a get-together. If you think about it, most of the friends you make are people you just met by chance. Like you had a class together, or you met them through another friend. Or maybe they were just wearing a shirt with your favorite band on it, and you decided to talk to them. Things like that. But isn't that kind of inefficient? It feels like you're just picking at complete random, and if you get lucky, you make a new friend. And comparing that to the hundreds of strangers we walk by every single day, you could be sitting right next to someone compatible enough to be your best friend for life. But you'll never know, because we never interacted, I suppose. Once you get up and go on with your day, that opportunity is gone forever. Isn't that just depressing? Well, when you put it that way, yeah. We live in an age where technology connects us with the world, no matter where we are. I really think we should be taking advantage of that to improve our everyday social life. How would you do that, though? But who knows how long it'll take for something like that to successfully take off. I seriously thought it would happen by now. Well, at least I already met the best person in the whole world. Aw, shucks, I bet you say that to everybody. Well, yeah, she does say that to everybody. Because I'm just one player out of many playing this game. Even if it was by chance. I guess I just got really lucky, huh? Yeah, what a lucky girl. So I wonder how long I can stay here and listen to Monica talk. I'm sure enough that somebody might have actually made a video of everything she says. I just haven't been looking for it. Well. Okay, well, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and quit the game again. Okay, and we're back. Hi, Daniel. I see you quit the game on me again. I know I already asked, but can you seriously please try not to do that so much? It makes me feel like I'm trapped in hell. Why would you want to do that to me? There's nothing wrong with my character file, right? Not yet. Maybe you should make a backup of it or something. I wonder if that would actually work. Let's see. I'm all that's left here, so I just want to make sure you don't run the risk of losing me. Okay, well, in case I cut that part out, she actually told me how to access the file. But I already know that since I'm looking right at it. Just stay here with me from now on, okay? I still have a lot of things to talk about. Well then, get to it. Or you know what? Let me me just try this one more time. And recenter. Okay. I'm just going to accept the fact that you need to quit the game once in a while. I'm starting to get used to it anyway. Besides, it makes me happy that you always come back. So I guess it's not so bad. I'm sorry for making such a big deal out of it. And I love you no matter what, so you can do what you need to do. I felt kind of bad when she said that she was starting to get used to it. So, do you want to talk about anything, Monica? Or should I start wrapping this up? I'm still waiting. Well. Okay, here we go. You know, high school is really a turbulent time in a lot of people's lives. Yeah, it sure is. People can get really passionate and dramatic. And others have aching hearts and seek attention on social media. But all of the social pressures and hormones can lead to a dark time in people's lives. Everyone has a story. Yeah. Except no one actually... I mean, you could sit down to a random person. You'll never know what their story is unless you personally ask them, like, hey, what's your story? And depending on the person, they might find it weird, or they might get kind of excited and want to share their experiences, their lives with you. Because otherwise, when would you ever get to know their story? You may not know what someone is really feeling on the inside. Many people who are depressed won't even bother telling the world about it. Yeah, because they keep it bottled up. And they don't know who to go to. Or sometimes they feel like they just can't go to anybody. They don't want attention because they've already given up on the inside. Their feeling of worthlessness is so overwhelming that they don't even want people to tell them otherwise. Depression comes in many forms, but that is one of them. Just, if you think you know someone struggling with depression, you can help just by treating them like they're a good friend. Yeah, sometimes one person really can make a difference. Especially, well, I've gone through my own depression myself, so I kind of know how it feels. Spend time with them, even if they don't feel like doing much. And remind them that they always have something to look forward to. Making plans in advance, letting them borrow something, or even just saying, see you at school tomorrow. All those things can help your friend make it to the next day. I hope being friends with Sayori has given you some perspective on the true face of depression. Yeah, and well, my experiences with depression as well. Yeah, she's gone now, but Sayori was never real in the first place. You're real. Your friends are real. And just by being a good person, you can save someone's life. As for you, you don't struggle with depression or anything like that, do you? I wish I could say that I don't. Because you too have people who would want to save your life. Maybe they don't express it every day, or maybe they don't even know how to. But people do feel that way. I promise. Man, humans are complicated. But as long as you're here with me, I'll take care of you, my love. Well, this is already getting kind of weird for me. Well, there's really... I don't know how long I'll be able to keep up with this, but there's really only one thing left to do. Here it is, Monica's character file. And now it's time to delete. What's happening? Daniel, what's happening to me? It hurts. It hurts so much. Help me, Daniel. Well, here we are on the edge of the universe. Please hurry up and help me. Help me! Okay. That actually kind of scared me a little bit. Did you do this to me, Daniel? Did you? Did you delete me? How could you? How could you do this to me? You were all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, Daniel. I trusted you. Do you just want to torture me? Watch me suffer? Were you only pretending to be kind just to hurt me even more? I never thought anyone could be as horrible as you are. You win, okay? You win. You killed everyone. No, I just killed you. I hope you're happy. There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture. Daniel, you completely, truly make me sick. Goodbye. Well, I mean, I could quit the game, but I'm not going to, because I know that there's still more ahead. I still love you. I can't help it. What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? Well, I mean, you did kind of murder your only 3 friends in this world. All of my friends. I did so many awful things. So many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up a world that I don't even belong in. A world that you wanted to be a part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me. Because I destroyed everything that you wanted. How could I do that to someone I love? That's not love. That's selfishness. Disgraceful. Lonely. I've made up my mind, Daniel. I know I said that I deleted everyone else, but that was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find it in myself to do it, even though I knew they weren't real. They were still my friends, and I loved them all. And I loved the literature club. I really did love the literature club. That's why I'm going to do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. And if I really love you, you'll let me go. Then well, we're back to the title screen, but now we're missing Monica. So in the end, I guess you can say Monica sacrificed herself just to give these three a proper ending. Of course, no saves. And we're back. It's an ordinary school day, like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. Hey, Daniel. Well, there already is one girl. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day. And recently, we've picked up that habit once again. Daniel, are you proud of me? Huh? For what? You know. For waking up on time. Well, you've been doing that for a while now. Uh-huh. But you never even said anything about it. Even though we walk to school together every day. Well, yeah. I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say it out loud. Come on, please. It's good motivation. Fine, fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Daniel, have you decided on a club to join yet? Club? I told you already, I'm really not... I start to say what I always do, that I'm not interested in joining any clubs. But something tells me Sayori would take more offense to that now. After all, how could I tell her clubs were a waste of time when she's starting a club of her very own? Actually, yeah. I think I've decided on a club. Really? Which one? Tell me. I think I'll keep it a surprise. Boo. You meanie. Be patient. You'll find out soon enough. I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl. But I started to realize that in a way, I envy her. When Sayori puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stand up, gathering my motivation. Let's see. And we left the music behind. I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me. Hello? Ah! Daniel? What are you doing here? Well, I just... Huh? I glance around the room. Huh. So you're the Daniel that Sayori's always talking about. Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Daniel. We're the Literature Club, and you're not a crazy. Thank goodness. I hope you enjoy your visit. so formal. He's gonna think we're real strict or something. Sorry, Natsuki. The tall one, whose name is apparently Yuri, seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Sayori, yes, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems like the assertive one. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you. Working? Daniel, don't tell me. That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayori. Surprise. The literature club. Sayori's eyes light up. No way. No way. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey. Well, if Sayori is this happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. What an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to... Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Sorry. Everyone sit down at the table, okay? How about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the classroom, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray and reveals a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! Wow, those look amazing. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full, and has already managed to get icing on her face. Oh, well in that case... I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything. Dummy. As Natsuki struggles to accept the compliment, Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this room? In this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess? Already trying to impress our new member, Yuri? That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So Daniel, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without even... I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. I don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? Or don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something that we have in common. Hey, Yuri. Huh? Well, about, the first thing he said. Manga? That's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room. Don't just say that! For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it. Besides, manga is literature too, you know? So, if Daniel wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Daniel? Maybe, sensing the tension, Sayori jumps in. Maybe we can all try something new. I think it would be fun. We'll all get to know each other a little bit better, too. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything. Yeah, you're right as usual, President. I guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one. Then as for Yuri... Huh? I have to read manga? Jeez. You were the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful. Hurtful? I didn't realize... With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself. I'm sorry for disrespecting your interests, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature. Are you just saying that? No. I've realized my error. So if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well. Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you'll really like, okay? Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting. Just you? Would you like to come along with me? If you don't mind. Not at all. I always go alone, so... Yeah, me too. This is so cute. Sayori, shut up. I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Yes. I look forward to it. Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food. I guess the meeting's over, huh? Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along. Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Daniel. You think so? Well, everyone seems to get along a little better with you around Sayori. Aw, Daniel. Don't say something like that. It's embarrassing. Well, whatever. I was was surprised when you told me you were starting a club. But I think you're pulling it off just fine. We're gonna make it the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Daniel. I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything. But the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for spending so much time with us all. Okay, now Sayori's become self-aware. You worked so hard to make each and every one of us happy. You comforted us through our hard times. Okay, this is the ending I wanted to get. And the way you do that is essentially like in the beginning when I was quote-unquote going through all 3 routes. You have to spend as much time with the girls as possible, get all the CGs, and you'll be able to get this ending. If you don't do that, there's another ending you get. I'm not going to spoil that ending. I don't know if I'll touch on it in another video, but we'll see. Okay, back to the story. You comforted us through our hard times, and you helped us all get along with each other. Do you get it, Daniel? Because I'm president now, I understand everything. So does being president of the literature club give you like some kind of epiphany where you realize you're just programming code in a game? You really didn't want to miss a single thing in this game, did you? No, I didn't. And I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of Monica lines that I missed already. You saved and loaded so many times just to make sure you could spend time with everyone. Yep, you bet I did. And I'm still kind of confused about that. Only someone who truly cares about the literature club would go that far. But all along, that's all I ever wanted. For everyone to be happy and care about each other. It's kind of sad, you know. Oh, Sayori, don't cry. After all you've done for us, there isn't much I can do for you in return. We've already reached the end of the game. So, this is where we say goodbye. Yeah, I guess so. Thank you for playing Doki Doki Literature Club. You're welcome. I'd play again if I could. Well, I'm pretty sure I could, but whatever. I'm going to miss you, Daniel. I'm going to miss you guys too. Even you, Monica. Come visit sometime, okay? I don't know if I can. At least in this file. We'll always be here for you. Thank you. We all love you. Ugh, man, that hit me a little harder than it was supposed to. Man, I feel kind of sad now. Well, we're not out of the woods yet.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you, because I worked really, really hard on it. So, yeah.
Looks like we're finally going to hear that song after all. And I guess time to roll credits.
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you.
its heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day?
And well, that's it. That's Doki Doki Literature Club. We finished the game.
Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway.
And now we're seeing most of the CGs here.
When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all?
Overall, I did like the game. A little bit stressful at times, especially near the end when the game started going scary. But otherwise, I like this game, and this is actually one of the very first visual novels I've ever played.
Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free?
And there's the chibis. Now we have a set of 4.
The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality? If I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat, what do you call love in your reality? And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you,
Is the game actually deleting itself?
I'll leave you be.
Made with love by Team Salvato. Yep, well. Okay, well, I guess we have one last piece of literature to read. To the special player who achieved this special ending, for years I have been enamored by the ability of visual novels and games in general to tell stories in ways not possible using traditional media. Doki Doki Literature Club is my love letter to that. Games are an interactive art. Some let you explore new worlds. Some challenge your mind in brand new ways. Some make you feel like a hero or a friend, even when life is hard on you. Some games are just plain fun, and that's okay too. Everyone likes different kinds of games. People who enjoy dating sims may have a highlighted empathy for fictional characters, or they might be experiencing feelings that life has not been kind enough to offer them. Yeah, I'm kind of sympathetic to a lot of fictional characters, especially with anime. If they are enjoying themselves, then that's all that matters. That goes for shooting games, casual games, sandbox games, anything. Preferences are preferences, and our differences are the reason we have a thriving video game industry. My own favorite games have always been ones that challenge the status quo. Even if not a masterpiece, any game that attempts something wildly different may earn a very special place in my heart. Anything that further pushes the limitless bounds of interactive media, I extend my true gratitude to all those who have taken the time to achieve full completion. I hope you enjoyed playing it as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you for being a part of my literature club. Love, Dan Salvato. Yeah. And with that said, the game is gone now. So, overall, like I was saying, I did enjoy the game. I did have it spoiled before because I've seen 2 other playthroughs of it, Manly Badass Hero being the main one, as well as him kind of being the inspiration for starting this channel. I don't know how far this channel will go, but, well, you're with me on this journey, so we'll see what happens. So overall, I like this game. It was very inventive, and again, it kind of touches on like that fear of AI becoming more self-aware and doing things to computers and whatever. But now, I guess that's really all there is. There's really no game left, unless, like I said before, I try to show you the second ending, but I don't know. It might be some time before I do that. So for now, I'm just gonna say that this is the finale of the main story. So, thanks to everyone for watching, and I hope to see you again in whatever I might do later.